Greetings, I just want to finish up the homework. I'm going to do the first 10 problems of, maybe the first 10 and maybe another one, of part 2, and this is just translating things. So we have this whole, like, inflation is not on the rise, and they're saying translate this as an I for inflation is on the rise. You have the word not in here, I've already highlighted it, and so we know that I would be inflation is on the rise, so the negation of that would just be putting a tilde on it, and the tilde goes in front, and it just looks like, it just looks like what I have here, which is just I with a tilde in front of it. There are 365 and a quarter days in a year, and there are 7 days in a week. So Y is going to stand for the 365 and a quarter days, W for the other. So we basically have this idea of Y, the word and here, which we translate as a dot. So it's just Y dot W or Y ampersand W, whichever way you want to do it. If you're doing it by hand, please use the dot. And if you're doing it, actually I don't care. You can do it either way. Whatever makes it simple, since the quizzes are going to have the ampersand. If it makes it simpler for you, use the ampersand. If you want to use the dot, do it. You know, I said, you know, just you do it in Word, copy and paste them, and then that way you can just paste it in there and find the symbol you want. Not have to do it again. Okay? Number 3, if not ultimate knowledge is possible, then the search for truth is important. So, if ultimate knowledge is possible, that's a U, then the search for truth is important. So it's just U horseshoe S. Now, the antecedent is always signaled by the if, and the consequent always follows the then, and the antecedent goes before the horseshoe, and the consequent goes after it, so it will be U horseshoe S. You can't do S horseshoe U, it has to be the U horseshoe S. If you are in Chicago, then you are in Illinois. It's just, once again, a simple conditional statement. It's just C horseshoe I, or C greater than I, whichever way you want to do it. Don't say greater than, but say horseshoe. Number 5. Either he will win the prize or he will have to try harder. Here we have an or statement. Or is translated with a wedge. So in this case, it's P wedge H. Simple enough. Number 6. Plato was not a skeptic. It's just a simple, sorry about that. This is a little messed up. Plato was not a skeptic. We have Plato was not a skeptic. Plato was a skeptic is P. It's negating it. It's tilde P. Simple enough. The defendant should be found guilty if and only if. Now the if and only if signals an antecedent, only if signals a consequent. Meaning that this is going to have to be both, this is going to have to translate as triple bar. So in this case, it'll be he can be connected to the murder. There's no negations anywhere in there. So it's just G triple bar W or G equals signs W. You can do it either way. Either the Libyan revolt will succeed or NATO will lose face and the Syrian government will not be intimidated. Well, we have either or. So we know or is going to be a wedge. And then we have NATO will lose face and the Syrian government will be intimidated. Now, this could go like this. It could go L wedge N, ampersand tilde S. The Syrian government will not be intimidated, sorry. You have a not, so the not needs to be put in there as a tilde. Or it could be L wedge N dot tilde S. It could be either way. Okay? Let's just make these match. Make sure they both have the dot. So which is it? Well, the key here is that this is an either or. I have this comma bolded and highlighted. The comma is saying, look, either blah blah blah, or that comma is separating, saying everything after this is going to be the second disjunct, the second part of it. And so what it's saying is it's saying this, either this, or everything else after it. Meaning the stuff after that has to be grouped together in parentheses, like that is. That comma is pretty important because it's signaling everything after it's going to need to be grouped together. And the main operator is going to be that or. In this case, it would be this one. If the statement had said, either the Libyan government will succeed or NATO will lose face, comma and the Syrian government will not be intimidated. If it had been like that, then it would be the first one here. But it wasn't, so it has to be L wedge, parentheses, N dot, tilde S. Number 9. China will vote for sanctions. China will vote for sanctions and Burma will follow its lead. So China will vote for sanctions is C. Burma will follow its lead is B. So it's just C dot B, or C ampersand B. Plato was an idealist and Aristotle was a realist. Just once again a simple and statement. P dot A. Okay. I want to do number 13 as the last one. And the reason is because this one is different. Mental exercise is going to fit the rank only if it is paired with physical exercise. You have the word only if. Only if signals the consequent, meaning the stuff that follows that only if will be the consequent, meaning that this will be your antecedent and goes before it, and the part at the only if is the consequent, and so it goes after the horseshoe. It's M horseshoe P. It would be P horseshoe M if this had just been the word if, but only if it is signaling the consequent, and so the P will be the part after. Now, why? Because the antecedent is the part that will cause, if it is the necessary conditional. And so what happens is this being true is sufficient, and this will necessarily follow. And so that's why that only if signals the consequent, because it's saying only if, meaning the other thing will follow necessarily, meaning the part after that will follow necessarily. Okay? The rest of these I'm going to let you try. Oh yeah, number 20. I guess I did number 20. I'll go ahead and do it again. Both Ireland and England abide by the agreement, or there will be conflict in the north. Here we have the comma here, meaning both Ireland and England, I.E, or conflict, C. And so the comma signals that everything before that is grouped together, and then the wedge C. So it's I.E in parentheses wedge C. Okay, any questions? Feel free to email me, and good luck.